Visual storytelling. That is told and displayed through the use of visual media. With a Christian narrative. Parables.
Hello, Mother dear.
Sam, did you call your father?
No, I was gonna call Dad later on
He's
today.
been calling you numerous times, and it goes straight to voicemail.
Mom.
Why are you avoiding your father?
Oh my God, you are driving me crazy. Is this about school? Mom, I've told you guys for the 1000th time, I'm not going back to school. My future is with this app. I wish you guys would just accept that and be happy for me. I'm about to make some serious
would you
money.
please already? Get off the phone with me and call your father.
All right.
Right now.
Calm down. I will call Dad right now.
Thank you. And listen to everything he has to say.
Samuel Wagner ignored his nagging mother's request and continued working on his yoga-themed mental health app, Shiva. Created by Samuel and his best friend since childhood, Matthew Ryan, the guys got an opportunity of a lifetime when Blasphemy Labs, a Los Angeles-based startup incubator with a Manhattan outpost, contacted them for a meeting about investing in their mobile app. Blasphemy Labs has launched 7 of the biggest mobile apps in the world. Sam and Matthew can see their success within reach. After years of development, Samuel's adopted parents Jacob and Susan Wagner were less than thrilled with their son's new career path. Sam has wanted to work in the field of medicine since he was a child. As he got older, he narrowed his focus on being an immunologist. Immunologists are doctors who diagnose, treat, and work to prevent immune system disorders. Sam saw his entire family get wiped out in his native Uganda from the Zaire Ebola virus. He wanted to help stop something like that from ever happening again. Sam was always an exceptional student, graduating at the top of his class in high school, Harvard, and Harvard Medical School. After successfully passing his United States medical licensing examination, Sam said he was burnt out and decided to take a year-long break before starting his residency program in St. Louis. While on break, he reteamed with Matthew and finally finished Pinocchio and decided that this was now his path. Sam has been arguing with his family about his decision to drop out of the residency program, but his mind was made up. He was about to launch a potential game changer in the app industry. His heart was hardened, and no one was going to change his mind. Because he was so close to his dad, Sam felt bad ignoring his calls. With his mother's voice still in his head, nagging him to call, he decided to reach out.
What's up, Dad? I heard you wanted to talk.
Sam's father was billionaire Jacob Wagner, the CEO of Sycamore Inc. It was a multinational conglomerate holding company. He is a power business titan and devoted family man with 5 children. He's been looking forward to having this very important talk with his son.
Is this my son, Sam? Is it really you? Did someone hack his phone?
Really, Dad? I just spoke to you like last month. Don't do that.
To whom do I owe the pleasure?
Really? You know why I'm calling. Hurricane Mama. Mom said you wanted to.
You know I hate texting back and forth. Call me. There he is, Sam Houdini Wagner. My eldest son, the one who does this amazing disappearing act when he wants to avoid something.
Haha, very funny. You are talking with a busy man. I've been working on this app for the past couple of months. Mom said you wanted to talk. I already know what this is about, so I figured, if you have time, we can meet at Cavaliers.
Yes, Sam, I have time. I can be there in 10 minutes.
All right, I'll see you when you get here.
A short time later, Jacob made his way to Cavalier's Cafe and greeted Sam. After exchanging pleasantries, Sam insisted on talking about the app before diving into going back to school.
Sam, the last time we spoke about the app, I was under the impression that it dealt with mental health. Then your mother was telling me it's been changed to a yoga app.
It's still a mental health-based app. It just incorporates yoga. Thanks to Matt, the Shiva app includes the practice of your wellness routine and can offer a slew of benefits to the mind and body, such as stress relief, preventing joint pain and stiffness, improving flexibility, balance, mental clarity, and focus. It could even help with weight loss.
Jacob gave Sam a funny look because he knows how he was raised as a Christian.
I know that look. It's not that deep. It's just a part of the practice of yoga. Every time we mention the background to yoga, religious people start giving me the strange looks and the high-arching eyebrows. The main focus is the mental health. It allows you to be one with yourself and open your mind.
And you changed the name to Shiva.
No, Dad, it's Shiva.
What does Shiva mean?
Shiva is one of the main deities of Hinduism.
Really, Sam? What have you gotten yourself into?
Let me finish, then you can hit me with your concerns. Is that a deal?
Continue. I'll wait until I hear everything.
Yoga's incorporation of meditation and breathing can help improve a person's mental well-being. Regular yoga practice creates mental clarity and calmness. It relieves the mind of stress and keeps you centered. Check out our presentation.
Shiva.
On the Shiva app, we help you keep records of all your practices within Shiva. Since Matt is so involved in the community, we created a database that connects us together. The subscriber can ask questions about yoga, make new friends to practice, or simply share your yoga moments. The community can all witness miracles together.
Witness miracles on a yoga app. You've got to be kidding me.
I know you are into the Christian thing, so you are hating, but just look at our reports and use your business eye to see if it has a chance.
Who else is involved besides Maddie?
Just a couple of friends from college. They helped to progress the app with development. Today we met with executives at Blasphemy. It went extremely well. I'm so excited. Here are what the numbers are projecting.
I'm liking what I see, Sam. You guys did an exceptional job. This sounds like a very good deal.
Thanks, Dad. I'm glad you looked at this from an objective point of view and not just a parent who is dead set on their kid going back to school. You see that Shiva is a viable entity that can really be successful. Mom won't even listen to the business plan that Maddie and the guys put together. She just loses it and gets all emotional. You believe in this app just like I do. You are a business mogul. You see the potential in this app. And I think, deep down, you think my path is on this computer and not 3 to 4 years in a residency program. Then I have to complete another 2 years at an allergy and immunology fellowship training program. That's another 5-6 years of school. That's asinine.
Sam could tell that his dad was pleased with the business deal for the app, but did not agree with what it stood for.
From the look on your face, I don't think I won you over. Here we go. Look, Dad.
Sam, I heard you out as you requested. Now it's my turn to talk.
You're right, Dad. The floor is yours.
Sam said, while hardening his face. He was unyielding and prepared to go toe-to-toe with Jacob.
Let's start from the beginning. Welch, West Virginia. I told you kids about my childhood. We were poor as a snake. Your Uncle James and I lived a hard life back then. My mother was emotionally unavailable. Being a victim was all she knew. Her father beat her and her sisters, and then she marries a man that did the same to her. One day she just stopped speaking and stared off in the distance. My father was an abusive, alcoholic monster who was mean as the devil and mad at the world for his life failures. One afternoon, after staying out all night, my dad came home drunk and violent. When he was like that, your Uncle James and I would call him Red-Eyed Lucy. Lucy was short for Lucifer. He wasn't mean, he was pure evil. He would chase after us to beat us, and James and I would run as fast as we could into the woods. We would run until our father got tired of chasing us. I always ran towards my safe spot in the woods, and James would run into his. As I was running, I suddenly felt the need to stop. So I did. I felt this sudden peace all around me. I can't explain it. Then I saw this beautiful light from the sky. It was a bright, warm, beautiful light that illuminated the dark, dreary woods. Suddenly there was this large figure that was covered in light coming down from the sky towards me. As soon as it landed, I immediately knew who it was. It was Jesus.
Jesus?
Sam said with disbelief.
Yes, Jesus Christ.
Really, Dad?
Just listen. I fell to my knees and bowed down in his presence. I was terrified. The light was so bright that I kept my head down, refusing to see his face. I slowly looked up and saw this glorious light and a man in a robe standing there in front of me. He reached out his hand and said my name. He said,
"Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. Arise."
I stood up. He put his hand on my neck and we walked together. I felt so much love and peace. I can't explain it. I felt no nagging pain, no worry. I felt relief. He said,
"I have heard and answered your prayers. From this day forth, your father will not harm you, your brother James, and your mother Anna again."
I can remember the tears just bursting out. Even now, I can feel that day. It's been over 40 years ago. Then he said,
"There is a great wisdom in you. That wisdom will give you authority, prosperity, and influence throughout the nations. You and your wife Susan will adopt a son from Uganda named Samuel. Some members of your family and friends will oppose to this adoption, but he will have your heart. Your love for him will run deep. He will need it."
Then he said,
"Samuel is destined to do a great and mighty thing that will save the world. That is why I have given him to you. Your authority, prosperity, and influence will make it possible for him to fulfill his destiny."
As he was talking, I could actually see your face as a child. You were standing with another child in what looked to be a school. You were carrying this yellow container. You had on a blue sweater, purple shorts, and you were barefooted. The other boy had on a blue shirt and blue shorts with black sneakers. He was taller than you. The dirt was brownish red. I saw you. It was amazing. Then he said,
"There will come a time when Samuel will go down a path that is opposite from his destiny. Fear and doubt will plague his inner thoughts. He will run like a sprinter from what he is called to be. It is the work of the enemy. His heart will be hardened at any attempt to stir him back on the right path, because the enemy will have his ear. That is when you will tell him about what happened today.
I said, "When will this happen? When will it be the right time to tell him about today?" And he said,
You will know. You will see and hear the direction he is going, and know when to have this conversation.
Samuel was taken aback by what he just heard. He couldn't believe it. He seemed to get agitated and wanted to run out of the cafe. His face was riddled with fear.
Dad, this is too much. I can't deal with this right now. I'm gonna go. I have a meeting in a few minutes.
"Wow." He said, "After all that I have told you, you would still reject what I say and run. Run like a marathon runner."
What are you talking about? I told you I have a meeting. I heard your story. It seemed real, but my mind is unchanged. I'm good with my decision.
"All right, son. I understand you have to go, but at least let me finish. Would you do that for me?"
Samuel wanted so badly to leave, but at the same time he wanted to hear the rest of the story. He was slightly curious to know what else Jesus said to his father.
Okay, Dad. I'll listen. Continue.
This next part blew my mind because I can't explain what happened. He said that you would still be stubborn. He said fear will paralyze you. He then told me to say these words to you and it will break that wall that you hide behind. Jesus leaned into my ear and spoke another language that I have never heard before. I couldn't understand it. It sounded African. He made me repeat what he said. He told me that I would never forget it. It's been 40 years later and I could still hear him say these words that I'm about to say to you.
What is it? What did he say?
Suddenly, Jacob started speaking in Swahili.
Niliota ndoto jana usiku kaka, na nilikuona. Ulikuwa ukikimbia kama mwanariadha wa mbio za marathoni kutoka
Samuel was shocked. How was his father speaking so fluently in his language? It startled him because not only was he speaking his language, he was saying something that he heard before. Someone had told him this message long ago. After he was done, Samuel sat still in awe. Jacob was worried about Samuel. He looked like he saw a ghost.
Son, are you okay? Did you know what that means? I've waited 40 years to know what I just told you.
Samuel immediately grabbed his notepad and told him to repeat what he just said. Jacob said it again. Samuel starts writing feverishly on the notepad, writing word for word. After he was done, Samuel shook his head in disbelief.
Was there more?
Yes, I'm almost done. Are you going to tell me what that means?
I will. I just want to hear the rest of what happened to you.
Jesus walked ahead of me in an open field. James walked up behind me and saw Jesus and was in awe. The light that was already around Jesus grew more intense as he stretched his arm to the sky. He then ascended to heaven. I think everyone in our town who was in that area saw this great big ball of light ascend up into the sky and disappear. Son, are you okay? Did you know what that means? I've waited 40 years to know what I just told you.
Just give me a minute. That was a lot, and I'm really bugging out. You have no idea what you just said to me. What just happened here is scaring me. You spoke in Swahili. You actually spoke my language. How did that happen?
It was all God. There is no explanation.
Okay, let's start with what you saw in the vision when you was with Jesus. You said you saw me and another boy holding yellow containers. That was my older brother, Ali. He died suddenly. He actually collapsed moments after saying those exact words you just said to me.
Jacob was amazed.
You never said you had a brother.
His death impacted me in ways I can't explain. I was devastated. He was the last member of my family. Everyone else was gone from the virus. What you saw was our last day together. We were walking to the well with our containers to get water. I remember he was acting strange all day. My big brother was always loud, the constant jokester. He could light up anywhere you placed him. But on this day, he was silent. He didn't say one word to me all day until we walked to the well to get water. He said he had a dream last night that he wanted to tell me. That dream is what you said to me in Swahili. This is the translation of what you were holding all of these years. I had a dream last night, brother. And I saw you. You were running like
a marathon runner from a door that was open. And I stopped you and said something in your ear. But I can't remember what I said. Then you turned back to the open door and walked into it. And in an instant I saw a flash of light. And I saw you up on high, the people standing, applauding. You were the champion of the people, doing what you are destined to do. I see millions who were near death, now healed. Then I saw your face. It is older, like a grown man, standing sideways on the cover of a book. And they shall call you by a different name.
Father and son were astounded. What they just experienced could not be explained. Samuel knew that this was real. He was shaken to the core. He told no one in his adopted family about his brother or the last conversation they had.
My God. And Jesus said this to me 40 years ago, knowing that this conversation was meant for now. He is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I never knew you had a brother. I didn't know what I kept in my head all of these years later was the last thing he said to you. And the fact that he told me in Swahili. He didn't tell me what it meant. He just had me to memorize it and kept it in my head so I can tell you, because he knew only you would understand what those words meant. That is mind-blowing. You are destined to continue school and save the world for whatever is coming. He chose your brother to deliver a profound prophetic word that will be significant today. He chose me to be your father. He knew with my unlimited resources, influence, and power, I could make it possible to get the education you needed to get you where you needed to be. And he chose you to save his people who will suffer in the future with something. He did all of this to fulfill his purpose. You have to see this, son. You are on the wrong path of destiny. You need to listen and turn around to the open door like your brother said in his dream. His message that he whispered in your ear is actually what I've been holding in my head.
I know this is my path now. I knew it all along. I was just here. This opportunity seemed so right. Everything was flowing in the right direction. I know now that this is a path to destruction. I'm just scared.
Son, you don't have anything to fear. God is with you. He chose you to do a great and mighty work. You have nothing to fear. He will be right by your side when you need him. Just ask for help and he will deliver it.
Jacob's phone suddenly rings. He forgot about a meeting he had rescheduled after lunch.
Sam, I have to go. We can pick this up tonight.
Tonight, Dad.
Yes, tonight. You are coming home to celebrate with your brothers and sisters and, more importantly, your mother.
Jacob hugged his son and left the cafe. Sam pulled out his cell phone and texted Matthew with an urgent message to meet.
Then I saw your face. It is older, like a